Hi boys and girls, my name is Teacher Lisa and today I'm going to read you a story about a bear. And it's called Bear Can't Sleep by Marni Mcbee. It was winter and all the animals were so busy. Soon the forest will be covered in snow. Fox gathered wood for winter, while Owl and Squirrel made pickles and jam. Patch the hare tried to help, but he was in everybody's way as usual. "Oh, get your feet out of my berries," said the squirrel. "Oh, listen," said the owl. "What is that strange sound?" So here they are. They're trying to get all the fruits and everything so that they can have for the winter, because soon the whole forest will be covered with snow. Let's see what they hear. Peeking around the trees, the animals saw a huge, grumbly bear dragging branches behind him. Everyone froze except for Patch. "Hey, Mr. Bear!" shouted Rabbit. "Do you need some help?" "Leave me alone," said the bear. "I need to sleep," he said as he walked to his cave. So here he is, gathering a tree and some leaves because he's trying to make his bed. And all Rabbit's trying to do is see if he needed some help. Was that nice of Mr. Bear to yell at him? It wasn't. But the bear could not sleep. Day and night he rolled and he rumbled and he growled and he howled. "That bear sounds angry," said Fox. "What if he comes to eat us?" said the mouse. "Maybe he's hungry," said the squirrel. "Well, I'll take him some food," said Patch. "I'm not scared of that old bear." So here they are. Here's Bear, tossing and turning and howling and growling. And here are his friends, all scared, except for Patch. Patch made a huge stack of blueberry and onion sandwiches, and he loaded them onto his scooter. "Yahoo, Mr. Bear, here I come," he said, zipping over. "We made you some scrumptious snacks." But Patch forgot to look where he was going. Here he is with make all the sandwiches. He was being so kind and so nice to his friend Bear. But guess what? He wasn't watching where he was going, and his scooter hit this rock. So what do you think happened to all his sandwiches after he hit this rock? Well, let's see. Suddenly his scooter hit the rock and bang! Crash! Went all the sandwiches all in the air and all over the floor. Down he tumbled right on top of all of the sandwiches. From inside the cave came a terrible roar. "Be quiet out there," Bear said, "or else." "Eek!" said the mouse. "He's coming to get us! Quick, hide!" said Mr. Owl. And all his friends went running, except for Patch. So he still ended up finding one nice sandwich for Mr. Bear. So let's see what he does with it. All the animals hid except for Patch, who picked up one nice not-so-squash sandwich and he walked it right up to the dark cave. "Come back here, Rabbit," said Mr. Fox. But Patch wasn't scared. He tiptoed closer and closer until he got into the cave, because he wanted to make sure that Mr. Bear was going to eat. As Patch looked in, he heard Bear sigh. So he heard Bear go and say, I'm old and I'm cold and I'm too shivery to sleep. Patch said, oh, poor Mr. Bear. He's not hungry. He's cold. Oh, that poor old bear, said Rabbit. So here he is. All day long, Patch couldn't stop worrying about his friend Bear. Finally, he lay down under a tree to think. He looked up and he saw the leaves made of patchwork against the evening sky. And Patch had a great idea. I wonder what idea he came with. But he laid there and he was coming up with some great ideas. And he decided what he was going to do. That night, he tiptoed through the forest because he didn't want to wake anybody up. So first he went to Mr. Owl. Then next he went to his friend Mouse. That night, he borrowed some clothing from all his friends. And he stood up all night and he pinned and stitched everything together for his friend Bear. I wonder what he is going to make with all the stuff that he borrowed from his friends. Let's see. When the animals all woke up, they were hopping mad. Just then, Patch appeared and he spread out a beautiful blanket on the floor. You took my shirt, said Mr. Fox. And you took my apron, said Mrs. Fox. Hey, said Mr. Owl, those are my pajamas. And Mouse squeaked, hey, you took my socks too. But I only meant to help, said Patch. And all the animals grumbled and shouted even louder. How did his friends sound? Because Patch took some clothes from all of his friends without asking. Do you think that that was nice of Patch to take stuff from his friends without asking? Or do you think he should have asked them first? I think he should have asked his friends first. So let's see what happens. Suddenly, Bear stomped into the clearing and he lifted Mr. Fox up in the air. I said be quiet! I'm trying to sleep! The animals shook with fear. Except for Patch, of course. Look at Mr. Bear. How does his face look? Does he look angry? Does he look sad? Does he look tired? Does he look hungry? But look at Fox. Fox looks sad because Mr. Bear has him like that. That is not a nice way to treat our friends. We need to respect our friends and their bodies. Patch jumped onto the stump. Don't be angry, Mr. Bear, he said. We brought you a present, look. It's made from all the clothes borrowed from all the animals. The older bear sniffed it. And he gently put down Mr. Fox. You gave me your things? You're giving them to me? He said. What fine friends you are. Yes, Mr. Bear, we made you a quilt with all of our clothes. So, does Mr. Bear still look angry? Or does he look happy because his friends made him this beautiful blanket? Bear clutched his cozy quilt to his furry chest and he shuffled back to the cave. Hey, Mr. Bear, said Patch, how about some bedtime stories? And so at the first fall of the snow down, the animals snuggled together and they told stories until Mr. Bear fell asleep. So they all decided to go and tell stories until Mr. Bear fell asleep because they knew he was having trouble sleeping. So they wanted to be there for their friend Bear. And they covered him so he won't be cold with that new blanket. That's very nice of his friends. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, boys and girls. Thank you for listening.